Hi. Um, we're going to discuss eyeshadow today, but you're wondering what I'm doing. I'm putting on a Bobbi Brown lip balm. I like to use it before I put on lipstick. It kind of smooths out the bumps and wrinkles, and then because I'm going to be putting on lipstick later. So I don't have any makeup on, right? And actually, my husband, I was in the dressing room just before I started filming and didn't have any makeup on. And I said, I'm going to go out and film. And he looked at me and he said, that takes a lot of guts. And it does. I don't have any makeup on. So, but I thought it'd be fun, even though we're going to discuss eyeshadow, I thought before we discussed eyeshadow that I'd put on some makeup. So I've been talking about, French, I've been talking about, the way the French wear makeup, which is very little. So what I've got on my face right now, I've just got a little bit of oil on my face. And, the French use maybe, if they don't use makeup, they'll use some, you know, uh, tinted moisturizer. Well, it's too hard for me to find tinted moisturizer that works with my skin that has, can you see that it has so much red in it, pink in it? Do you see that? Well, so, um, so instead of putting tinted moisturizer on, what I'm doing is using very, very, very little foundation. Um, I wear this La Mer in Shell. It seems to work with my color tone, and to be honest, I need makeup to cover. I've got a lot of scars. You can see them here. I've got them here, here, and I've got these scars from basal cell cancers, and it's because I had X-ray treatments as a teenager, and so now I've had about 35 surgeries. None of them to make me to look better, all of them just to remove the basal cell cancers. But getting back to why we're doing eyeshadow, so I went out to dinner with a friend, and she's about 70 years old, and she was saying, not she's about, she is. And she was saying how she doesn't know how to put on eyeshadow. And then a few days later, I saw one of my nieces, and is she 50? I think maybe she's 50, maybe she's 60. And I never know the ages of my nieces and nephews. I always think they're 25 because they seem so young, and I feel, I'm 81. So I always think they're 25. And somehow if you have a niece, it always sounds like they're young. Anyway, so where was I going? So when she told me she didn't know the 70-year-old didn't know how to put on makeup, and the 60-year-old didn't know how to not makeup, how to put on eyeshadow, I thought, aha, maybe that's what I need to do. And so we're going to do a simple eyeshadow today. And it's a technique that I learned from Sugar, Puff, and Fluff. And it's really simple. And you can use parts of it. What I'm going to teach you, you can use parts of it or all of it. Um, Now, if you look at my eyelids, do you see all the color I've got there? So I've got a lot of, I would say it's pink, lavender, blue. I mean, I've got a whole rainbow of colors. I've also got right here, you can see I've got, canyons underneath my eyes. I guess you get to this age and a lot of people do. So I just bought, this is something new. This is this is from Lancome, and it's, what is it called? Lancome Teint Idole something or other. And so I'm going to use that. So I'm just going to use a tiny bit and going to use my fingers right here. And I'm just going to use it in the canyons, just in the crevices, not all around. And here I've got a lot of blue in my skin. And that's it. The veins are showing, that's all. And here, so I'm going to cover this up and cover up the blue here. You know, I mean, who's going to look at that? I mean, the only reason we're seeing it is because I've got, you know, magnification. Okay, so I put this Teint Idole here. Now, what I'm going to use and what I've been using for years is it's NARS, and it's the NARS, let me give you the proper name, Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. I've been using this as almost as eyeshadow for years. I can't tell you how many I've used of these. I used to use the medium because I didn't know they had the light, but this is the light, and it really makes my eyes come out. So this is eyeshadow base. You know what I forgot? You know, I put on foundation. I forgot to put on bronzer. Let me see. So this is, I'm using a Bobbi Brown, I forgot. So do you see how my skin is kind of one color? So what the French love doing is putting on bronzer so it looks like they've been out in the Saint-Tropez sun. So me too. So this is Stone Street by Bobbi Brown, and it has more pink in it. If you've got yellow in your skin, if you've got tan in your skin, you're all set, because every other bronzer has tons of yellows and browns in them, except me. I don't know how many of you are like me, you know, that need more. Okay. So look at how, see, it almost brings out my original color, don't you think? But boy, do I need it, don't I? Yeah, I need it. Okay, so my face is all ready. Now let's look at my eyes. So as I showed you before, see all the different colors? So that's kind of aging looking. So where did I put it? Here we go. So I've got here we go. This is the eyeshadow base, and I love this for two reasons. One, it keeps my eyeshadow, you know, in place for hours, and two, it covers up. Now look at the difference between this eye and this one that's all dark and colored. Do you see? Now you know where I need more? This is where we all get dark, right here. And it's where the skin gets very thin, and you can see through from the skin into it's where, you know, I guess it's where you have blood and bones, right? It gets very, very thin there. So I use a little bit more, cover it up, and there, my base is done. Now, you could go this way and just use this as your eyeshadow, right? You could do that. But since I said that we were going to talk about eyeshadow, let's talk about eyeshadow. I like this because, you know, I've got a problem using cool tones. So this is Dior Backstage, and it's in their cool tones, and it's in lavender colors. I was told once, Pablo Manzoni, very, very famous makeup artist, came to Saks Fifth Avenue in Beverly Hills, and I got an appointment with him. And the one thing that I remember him telling me was always wear lavender, you know, on your face, on your eyes. So I've been doing that. Wait a second. I forgot to do my eyebrows. How many of you forget to do your eyebrows also? So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of, well, this keeps it real, right? You know, this is the way we'd all forget doing stuff. So I'm just going to put a little bit of tan underneath. Not a lot, it's not dark, just kind of like a base color. And then I'll put all of the names of these below. Then I have Gimme Brow by Benefit in gray. It's the only, I don't know if other people have gray, but I was so excited that Benefit did. So let me, and you put it on backwards. See? You put it on backwards so that every hair gets colored, right? There we go. Look at that. Now let me get this. You know, I love having these bangs. There's something new for me because it covers up so many scars on my forehead. I've got scars here, there. You have scars, get bangs. I didn't even think of it, you know, to get bangs. But eyebrows are done. Okay, so you see how the eyelid primer is almost like wearing a, you could use that as an eyeshadow. But I'm going to go a little bit more, and I'm going to use one of the colors here, and it's they have this in cool tones also, and Sephora has cool tones. So if you're a cool toned, you've got cool, or this is warm. No, is this cool? This is cool. I take it back. The warm tones are the yellows and oranges. Doesn't make sense to me that, anyway, these are, I need cool tones. So here we've got, I'm putting on the cool tone eyeshadow. I'm going all the way up there. Look, right? And there, I've got my eyeshadow on. You could go with this, just put your eyeliner on and mascara, and you're good to go. But I'm going to show you a way to emphasize your eyes. And I learned this from Sugar Puff and Fluff, or Sugar Puff Fluff, or it's Sugar Puff and Fluff. I'll put the name down below. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these colors that's almost the color of my skin. It's almost the color, a little bit darker. Okay, so I'm going to take the color. I like mixing colors. I think the colors are more interesting. And wait a second. Do you see? And I'm going above. See these folds? I'm not coloring those. Those are the colors of this eyelid. And so, but everybody's going to read this as my eyelid. I'm going above it. I'm going up here. See? Up here. Oh, what deep set eyes you have, young lady. See? Now I've got deep set eyes. Good deep set eyes. You know, I tried, again, look. This is the eyeshadow color, right? This is the color on my, this is called the mobile lid because it's mobile. It goes up and down. So all of this is the color of the base eyeshadow. So wait a second. It's right above those folds. Above the folds, guys. That's like the front page of the newspaper. The best part is above the fold. Okay? So, you see? You see that? Now wait, I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done. Wait. I'm looking over here for my brush, and it's in a plastic container, so that's why it's making so much noise. And while I'm thinking about it, we need to blend. I need to blend. Do you blend? I forget to blend. But that's the same with the bronzer. You blend it. No lines. Everything needs to be blended, right? Okay. Now, the same thing up here. You blend. You got to blend this so that it looks like it's part of your skin. That's the one thing that makeup artists always tell you looks so unprofessional on those of us, which includes me, are not makeup artists. I never could figure out how, these makeup artists could have such seamless color on their face and didn't realize it was the blending. So what you need to do is blend. And so what does it look like? it looks like I've got deep set eyes. You don't focus on the folds because you have, this is delineates and emphasizes your eyes. Then you put on your liner. So there are a couple of liners that I've been using. One of them, this is Makeup Forever, and it's called Aqua Resist Color Pencil. I've been using it in brown and in burgundy, and also MAC just came out with a, is this the MAC one? MAC Contour Excess. So they've come out with one that I like also. So these are two, and find the color that works for you. I'm not using black anymore. It's too harsh on my skin. So I've been using very into brown. I mean, some people say that I should be using blue. I think I'll go back and get, and blue almost looks black on me. I kind of like the warmth of the brown. So I put it underneath in the waterline, and then I put some dots right above and right in between the eyeliner. And I kind of, I touch it up so that it's kind of smooth. See, it's not, it softens it. That's what I'm trying to say. So that the line isn't, it isn't like, what was it, 50s, 60s, I don't know, 90s, when it was a strict line. I want it to be soft and blended. I don't want it to be a harsh line. So do you see that? It looks kind of blended. Okay, and I'm going to do the same over here. I want it to blend. Let's see. So I guess I could do it with a brush. Oops, whoa. But I'll do it with my fingers, maybe the warmth of my fingers. Well, I really made a boo-boo there, didn't I? Well, let's see what I can do with that. I'm not going to do anything until I put on my mascara, because the mascara may hide it. Okay, you see that little, what I could do is take you know what, guys, that's what Q-tips were made for. I'm going to take a Q-tip, and I'm going to dip it in one of these colors and just, whoops, see, voila. Okay, it's kind of gone. There. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do brown underneath my eyes. So what I like to do is do a lighter color underneath. Now, if you wanted a little bit more light on for your eyeshadow, let's say it was night, or you wanted a little bit more special, this is Abyssinia by NARS, and just put it on the part of your eyeball. Do you see? You see that? See how it makes your eyes shine? I've had this eyeshadow for years. But you see, you only put it on the part of your eye that's the eyeball, and it just kind of brightens up your face. Then we put on mascara. If you've got questions, please put them down in the in the comments, and I'm really good about answering all of your comments. This is Anastasia's mascara, and I like it a lot. So far, it's my favorite one for having voluminous eyelashes. I'm not allergic to it. I'm allergic to a lot of stuff, but I'm not allergic to this. And I like the way so far it's my favorite for volumizing mascara. Let me get this. And look, I'm not even making mascara mouth. I can smile and do it. I'll put some more on. So the French like a little bit messy mascara. It's easy for me to do. Okay, so what do you think of, how do you like that? So do you like the eyeshadow? I think it looks great. And as I say, I've tried doing smoky eyes and I just look like somebody smacked me in the eyes. I just look, it looks terrible on me. I don't know, would it look good on you? Is it my age that makes it look so terrible? Maybe it's because I have so many lines. It could be that. But I don't know if it's, I don't know whether it's age. I don't know whether, I mean, is that the, maybe that's the last thing you do on an 81-year-old? And if you were young, you could give it a try. But I think just, I think adding that little extra Abyssinia, that little extra, I think I need to get my bangs cut. I think that that adds just a little bit more life. Let's see. Yes. And then I'm going to put, now you'd think that I was all done, yeah, but not. Okay, so I put, I put the Estee Lauder balm on. So I'm going to take it off and put lipstick on. This is Cherry Lush by Tom Ford. I love this color. Wait till you see. Wait. So the lipstick makes such a difference, doesn't it? An enormous difference. Now, would I put, oh, wait a second. Does your lipstick get on your teeth? This is what you do. See, gets on your finger instead of your teeth. So this is it. If you have questions, let me know. I think usually with a strong eye, which I consider this a strong eye, maybe I'd put on a lighter color, but I didn't think of it. I've been wearing this color, also Flamingo, which is a bright pink. Hope you like it. I like it. I think it's fun, and I like the brightness that, see that bright Abyssinia that I put on top, so that it makes your eyes pop and it makes it kind of sparkle. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you try it. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye-bye.